So there's a company that stands out quite a lot on my feed. They are green. It's PerfectTed. Been looking at their LinkedIn, of course, and I love how they have essentially positioned themselves. So we have Marissa, Levi, and Teddy. And Levi and Teddy, they're brothers, and then Levi and Marissa are married. So that's super cute. And when I look at their banner, so I'm guessing that it's to do with Valentine's Day, which has passed and they haven't changed it. But Levi and Marissa have a Valentine's or like heart banner. And then Teddy has the pistachio please banner. So that's pretty interesting. But yeah, start off with Marissa. Let's just analyze the kind of posts that she does. So she talks about basically the green side, or like it's green, right? That it's not about her, it's making PerfectTed instantly recognizable. And I think this is what the company's done so well on LinkedIn, is like the whole team are always in green, so they really care a lot about their visual brand. Yeah, like green is to basically create like mental monopoly. Like just can't see green without thinking about their brand. Okay, so this post did really well, which is essentially it's like a more like a yay, a winning post. So it was an announcement of PerfectTed and Leon restaurants. Let's just have a read. Collaboration years in the making. Long before PerfectTed looked like it does today, it was just me and Teddy walking into the Leon office. So that's like transformation post. So one, it's like announcement post of the collaboration, which is a great collaboration. Number two is a transformation post, because essentially like she talks about how walked out with a cookbook, big hope, no deal, industry experience, no team of 50. And she also writes in a way that she talks. So there's emojis, there's exclamation marks, very Marissa. There's multiple photos as well. From the conversations I've been having and what I've tested is that 3 photos do well, like than just a single photo. I don't have that many photos to post 3 per post. You can see like the other post as well. She has photos here. She's very open about topics like ADHD. And then this one did really well as well, which is the Downing Street one. And again, if you look at the hook, if you had told 18-year-old me I'd be invited to Downing Street in 10 years, she'd have one question. That's a really good hook. So again, it's like a transformation of like years ago, I wouldn't know I'd be in the stage, but then it ends with like, I have one question. So I am very compelled to be like, is that one, what question? The question is, why on earth am I living in England? And then, yeah, she goes into, at 18, I imagine my future in New York, not London. Then COVID happened. So this is, again, it's a storytelling post and sharing more about herself. So that is very cool. And the good thing is that, like, with Ted on LinkedIn, the teams, they're always reposting each other's content through, and I'm seeing a lot of reposts. Marissa reposted Tanya's post, reposted Faye's post. So most of the posts are like hiring and kind of more vulnerable posts like losing mum, ADHD, and also winning posts like, hey, we got this, we're in Australia. And then this post, the best advice I ever got as a founder, you don't need big budgets to build a memorable brand, you need consistency.
Colors, 2256C, that is our green. And we had no budget to do anything. And I met Al Barrett, who is the founder of Grenade. And I said, what did you do early on that was just like a thing? And he said, you wear the fucking t-shirt.
Everything she wears is green. And I think at the beginning it was a branding exercise, but I think now it's just part of her. And it's so recognizable, and we've just really lent into it as a brand.
Yeah, this is something that I think they just have completely nailed, to be honest. It's the green. You just escaped the green. And like the fact that the whole team, like the fact that all co-founders are reposting their team's content also shows that they are supporting the team as well, and they actually care about content, they actually care about personal branding, they actually care about their team creating content as well, and they actually are actively supporting that kind of culture of creation and documentation. Now let's look at Levi's content. So the most recent post is Levi and Marissa together saying, build with people that you trust. It doesn't need to be your wife or your brother or even family, you know, once they pay attention to the brand, is even the heart emojis, they choose green. And then the second post here, matcha for Miles. His posts are like usually a bit shorter. Here he has a post of him skiing, saying that he's taking a break. So even the book emoji is green. That's what I like about Levi. It's like emojis, he chooses green. One is more like a personal post. He's documenting his trip to Japan, pretty short as well. If I told you that, wouldn't sleep, wouldn't socialize, He's posting very real, truthful content about the reality of being an entrepreneur. Entrepreneurship is glamorized. It's hard work. I feel you. Yeah, he's sharing like productivity hacks. So it's kind of like different Marissa. It's shorter, it's more this post. I feel like I'm surrounded by 50 of my closest friends every day. We spend half hour waking day with the same people. So this one, he talks a lot about like basically culture, where he's basically very got family vibes, kind of very supportive culture going on. Who runs finance at PerfectTed? I get asked this weekly. Here's the actual answer. Okay, so he's tagging essentially the team as well. When Marissa, Teddy, and I divide our responsibilities while starting PerfectTed, I got stuck with finance. Yeah, so I feel like Marissa creates that emotional connection. She's very focused on the aesthetic side of things more, I think. Both of them are equally vulnerable, I would say. I think Marissa talks more about feelings, and I think that Levi talks more about this is how things work. I think Levi focuses more on systems, frameworks, tech stacks, like he talks about productivity. Of course, he's talks more about finance because he was focusing on finance in the early days. Talks more about scaling. He does also talk about personal stuff as well. I feel like Marissa's built the top of funnel part and she makes people love the brand. And I feel like Levi has built the bottom of funnel. He makes you respect the business. Okay, let's at Teddy's content. So the most recent post is, sorry, I can't pick up the phone right now. I'm currently getting drenched on a farm in Japan. It's less polished, more natural, but I guess because they're probably in Japan and he's wearing black, he's not wearing green. A lot of founders just paste the link and say, hey, we got featured in yada yada yada. The same link, Marissa, Levi, and Teddy have all written separate posts and are different as well. It's not exactly copy and paste, it's different. Link it to the same article, which is good. In fact, let's see which one did best. So Marissa started the post saying, this is a defining moment for matcha. We've built PerfectTed into one of the largest matcha brands. And that's it. So that's the hook. And for Levi, the hook is grateful to the grocer for their exclusive coverage on the evolution of PerfectTed's global matcha sourcing. And then Teddy is, we've given the grocer exclusive access into how we're building a supply chain that can sustain the insane growth we're experiencing in demand for quality matcha. So I haven't looked at the engagement yet. Without looking at any numbers, I like Marissa's hook. Who got the most engagement? So Marissa got 235 likes, 21 comments, 1 repost. Levi got 190 likes, 32 comments, 1 repost. And Teddy has 175 likes and 34 comments. So Marissa won. I don't know if it's a competition, but I'd say I liked Marissa's hook the most. And I swear I didn't look at the numbers. Why did Marissa's post here do better? Well, the image is very green, which is very on brand. The fact that she said this is the defining moment is like, what happened? Why is this the defining moment? And then she goes on to say that she's built the largest matcha brand. It's like, that's impressive. That makes me want to read further. Compared to Levi and Teddy just saying, hey, we've got featured. Anyways, back to Teddy. Back in Japan for the 4th time in 4 months. I wish I could be in Japan right now. The black coffee rule was a game changer for me. The idea is simple. Stop adding sugar to things that are bitter. Okay, so he's not selling like match or anything in this one. His cup is green, so. And this post did really well. I think the hook is great. It says, I have a confession. Last week someone messaged me. Like, okay, what is your confession? And what is the message? And who messaged? So that's a really good hook. And as you see the visual is Stephen Bartlett saying, you've been on an amazing journey, but it's obviously changed you. Yeah, so Teddy doesn't use as many emojis. So Marissa is the emoji queen here. And Levi is the green emoji king. And Teddy. I just had the best customer service call, only to find out there was no person. Okay, that's a cool hook. I think Teddy does write good hooks. The most valuable things I've learned this month. Tomo. Never heard of it? You'll want to. Tomo. Total motivation. Okay, so these are kind of that he's learned in his journey. Teddy writes more about, for example, the philosophy of living, like coffee rule, ritual versus habit, kind of a mentor, thought leader persona. Marissa's very like vibrant vibes, whereas Teddy is more like taking of what's happening in the moment. You don't see Teddy talking about ADHD or like there's really vulnerable type content there. I think it's more like authoritative, philosophical, like it makes you trust the business, you know? It makes you love the business. Levi makes you respect the business, and Teddy makes you trust the business. Marissa builds relatable trust. Levi builds competence trust, and Teddy builds conviction trust. Because Marissa, her content makes people like her, you know, her I like matcha, let's go and drink some matcha girl kind of vibe. And then Levi is like, you know, finance guy, I know my numbers, P&L and all that kind of stuff. So you feel safe, you know, like the company knows what it's doing, the numbers and all that kind of stuff. And with Teddy, he's more like philosophical. He understands the global market. So like he knows how to create a company that has like longevity. So like together they just built that strong trust between them and the audience. I would say that Marissa's like the heart of the business. She talks about the vibes. Levi is like the brain of the business. He talks about the systems. Teddy is like the soul of the business because he's talks about like philosophy, industry trends. So essentially if you have 3 co-founders and you want to know who is the brand, who is the heart, the strategic person, the brain, the soul, the industry vision person. There are so many companies where it's just the CEO posting content, or that maybe all of the executives are posting content, but they're basically copy and pasting. Like someone would post and they're copy and pasting it. It's not authentic. Whereas I think the co-founders of PerfectTed have really nailed down the authenticity and also have a clear differentiation of who is who. Even if it wasn't intentional, there's a clear difference in the role that each person is playing. Let me know if I should also check their team out because I'm really intrigued. This post did really well. This is how we scaled to our first 1 million in sales profitably. We've always operated in phrases and we've written a Word document, and then it's a screenshot of a Word document. He posts a lot longer posts for sure. Their company have really showed the power of employee generated content. Don't let the company page be the only voice. Like people love people. People love to work with people. Humanize the brand. If you have multiple founders, assign psychological roles for each co-founder. So your collective output covers all aspects of the business, from emotions to operations. Of course, like radical transparency, always the best when it comes to creating content, especially in this crazy world that we are in right now. When your audience feels like they know you, they want to see you win. Pick a visual signal. So it doesn't have to be the color green. It can be another color. It can be a background. It can be clothes, something that creates familiarity with people. What visual signal do you have where when someone sees it, they immediately think of you? I have something yet. It used to probably be my hair. I used to have like gold blondie bits, but now I don't, and I'm not sure if I want to dye my hair again. So I need to think of something. But yeah, I really like how their personalities complement each other. You can really see how they complement each other as co-founders within their content as well. So I think if you have co-founders, definitely think of this. And if you have a team as well, use the same principles. Everyone plays a role in the movie. Plan your content strategy like you're planning, the movie. I hope you guys enjoyed it.